Detroit sports right now on the Bottom Line.
And here we go, Friday, July 15, 2022. Ermanni and Edwards, Bottom Line, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards. Good afternoon to you, my friend.
Feeling rejuvenated on the edge after having a conversation yesterday with Inky Johnson. He put a lot of things into perspective for me. Just feeling good, feeling rejuvenated, back with the crew, even back with the notebook.
Look at that, and I'll tell you, I still get a kick out of the Open. Former NFL great Michigan star wide receiver Braylon Edwards and Ryan Ermanni.
They don't do you justice.
And no mention of me.
And no mention of Tom Mazwey.
We can get that sorted out by the time we start in August, man. We definitely need to get that sorted out.
Tom Mazwey, we will mention you. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Thanks, buddy. As long as you guys know I'm here, that's fine with me.
How you doing, my man?
I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah.
We had a nice little pre-meeting. Braylon had his pre-meeting with his. What do you guys call that thing?
It's the 103 Club.
The
man.
103
Friday
Club?
103 Club. We meet right there in Studio B.
Tell everyone who's in that.
That would be myself, Nick Leach, who's our resident golfer and social media expert, Neil Rule, the silver tongue of Big D Energy, and then my man Stick, who's Mr. Do-It-All. He is the Swiss Army knife of Woodward Sports Network.
So we're all having a good Friday and looking forward to a nice weekend.
Amen to that. Speaking of a nice weekend, I got all cleaned up here today. I'm telling you, there is something about getting a fresh haircut, especially on a Friday.
Got the Clark Kent
right?
look.
I had my girl Becca tighten me up a little bit. How great is that to work at a haircutting place, hair salon?
This kind of place.
This place
Lady
in
James.
particular.
It's the best, man.
I'm telling you, it feels good. Braylon, speaking of feeling, how are you feeling after a softball? You got back on the softball diamond last night?
I did.
Your text was awesome, by the way.
So Stick, I appreciate that, man. I can run it back for you. Stick invited me last week. Said, hey, we're gonna be down man for softball. Do you want to play? They play right by my house at Drake Park. Drake Park's on Drake and Maple, right down the street from Henry Ford Hospital. I said, sure. I was excited to play because I know my ass is out of shape. Now everybody always blows my head up and say, man, you still play? And I'm like, I appreciate that, which keeps me out of the gym, but I know I'm out of shape. I know I'm 240. You can't tell. Playing
240.
Playing weight was 220. So I'm like, I can't wait to go because I can't wait to find out how out of shape I am so that I can get back in the gym. And boy, it did not disappoint.
Stick, I got to ask you, how did it look out there with Braylon Edwards? He said he had a hamstring pull, a back twist, an ankle sprain,
a collapsed lung, hurt feelings.
All that tells me is he was just trying too hard, right? Like, Braylon's a maximum competitor, and let me give you a small microcosm of what I mean. Yesterday, after he pulls his hamstring, we tell him, hey, man, if you don't go to your at-bat, it's an automatic out. So can you go up there and at least take 3 pitches, hopefully get a walk, because we start out 1-1 in this league. Hopefully get a walk and just get on base. That's all we're asking. If you take a strikeout, you're out anyways. Try to take a walk. But my man goes up there. We tell him to take a walk. What does he do? He hits a single and gets an RBI, and then legs it out, even though he's hurt. So
like Kirk Gibson.
That's the type of competitive nature I want to play with.
Yeah.
So
be honest with you, you didn't go suit up and play to draw a walk.
No, I didn't suit up to draw a walk, man. That's not what I do, man. I'm from the era of Lloyd Carr, Gary Mollers. We talk about rest in peace, Bo Schembler. I'm a man's man. When I went up there to get a hit. The hell with a walk.
That's what's up.
And he did.
How'd you do, Stick?
I had a hell of a night last night.
Big night.
Yeah, big night for
hell
me.
Of a game.
Yeah, at both games too.
You got a stat line we can draw from? Or?
I went 6 of 8 at the plate with 2 walks. So really,
6 of 8.
6 of 8. So really, I went 8 of 10. And then I had, I think 6 RBIs. I scored 4 runs.
What was the final
0
score?
errors. The first game we won 19-9. The second game we won 16-13.
Get out of here!
And we beat the best team in the league that has won the championship 3 times. And those guys acted like such little bitches. It was insane.
Awesome.
They did not like the fact that you showed up.
No. I didn't play in that game because my hamstring pulled was in the first game. If I would have played in that second game, it would have been throwing hands, man.
I almost did.
There was some guys talking stuff to
third baseman.
What were they saying?
Just that we're like So our team is good, right? We're a good team, but we have fun. We're not there because we're trying to put trophies on the shelf, right? This is beer league softball, competitive beer league.
You're just trying to get to the end of the night to go to the bar.
Yeah, we're just trying to have some fun, and we're competitive a little bit, but this team has, they take it serious. They stack their team. They bring in ringers and all this stuff, and they got their ass whooped by us, and they just couldn't handle it, and it broke them. Like, they started committing errors. They started acting out of character, and their third baseman was chirping me all day like, man, you should feel good beating up on a 20-year-old. I'm like, I'm 40 years old. You'll be lucky to even be out here when you're 40, bro.
Maz, this sounds like beer league, bowling league.
The one thing that he's very humble about, he's not talking about, is the only thing the Tigers got going from their great defense. Stick at first base. Get Torkelson out of there.
Glove City,
Get Torkelson out of there. Put my man Stick
He's
on
like
first
Mark
base.
Grace.
It's tough to miss my 6'4" frame with my 7-foot wingspan, right?
Oh, my gosh. That is so – I want to go to a game, man. That's fantastic.
Every Thursday,
Yeah,
man.
thank you, Braylon, for playing. The guys absolutely loved it.
I'm coming back.
Our
Hey,
text
I'm
thread
coming back
after.
like Willis Reed.
All right, our text thread after was just like, that was so cool to play with Braylon.
Did you coach the second game?
No, I went home and iced my hamstring.
All right.
I had to put some heat and stem on the old
buddy.
hamstring.
So much for the comeback, right?
The comeback is next Thursday.
Okay.
You're on the IL for a week.
Oh, my God. That is so good. Good stuff, Bray. Good stuff, Stick. Speaking of which, how's the new phone working out? We were talking about this yesterday. When you get a new phone,
Man.
it's like you're just like
That's your
locked
baby.
into that thing. Like, getting your passwords, getting your apps, getting everything updated.
One thing about technology, we talked about, there's one thing after the next. So I get the new phone yesterday. I get it activated. I get it turned on. Now I'm re-downloading all the apps. Now I got to find out the password. Can't get into Twitter. Can't get into Instagram. Finally figure that out. Then I get locked out of Twitter. Then I got locked out of Apple ID. I get locked out of the App Store because of some overturned charges or something that happened. Just a lot of mishigas going on with the phone, the bank, Apple. So I had to call Apple, then I had to call the bank. It was so much that goes on. Long story short, I believe we are in the home stretch of everything being fixed. But the things that need to be fixed are fixed.
Pain in the butt, though, and when you get locked out of your social media, too.
We work with that.
We talked to, I think it was about a year ago. I got a hack. You know what it was? Remember Mick McCabe?
Of course.
Of course.
Okay, so everybody knows
That's
Mick
the Swami.
McCabe, son of Swami. He's been writing about high school sports for like 51, 52 years in the state of Michigan. I got a direct message from Mick McCabe. And I'm like, oh my God, Mick McCabe is direct messaging me. So I opened it up and said, hey, long time no talk. Check this out. Look what I found.
Oh, no. You got suckered.
And I'm thinking to myself, now Mick covered me in high school.
Yeah.
So
That's a sucker move.
it was
Mick
one
McCabe
of the,
All-Stars.
it was one of those things that I was like, okay, maybe he's got an old photo of me and head coach Mike McLeod from Grosse Pointe South. I click on it and the whole thing just shuts down.
That's how I got at the golf outing last year, remember?
Oh my God.
So what happens when you get suckered like that?
He must have gotten hacked.
No. I mean, when you do click on one of those things, what happens to your...
I knew right away I couldn't log in. My Twitter changed to somebody else. Arabic writing.
Same with me. And then you look in the DMs, and the DMs have all they're DMing all your blue checks.
Yes.
They were DMing all my blue checks, trying to hit them with the same thing, and it's a scam, trying to get money. Give me $3,000, and I'll give you your account back. That's basically what it is.
How do you get out of it?
So with me, all my accounts were verified at the time. So Fox, in New York, their tech team or whatever went through this, that, and the other thing. And then that's why I have like authenticators on all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they got it back. It took like 2 or 3 days.
I didn't have that tech team, but I did have Ryan Johnson, a.k.a. your girl, Red. Red knew a lot of people in Twitter. Shout out to Ryan. What's up, how you doing? Her people were able to reach out to Twitter. Her people were able to reach out to Instagram, and she got me back in. Twitter was the easy one. Instagram is the one that takes the longest, because you probably got back into Twitter probably the same day.
No, Twitter took me a while.
Instagram took me the longest. Instagram took me the longest. Like it's legitimately, when you try to call, there's no one to call anymore, man.
No.
There's all
It's over.
computer.
Yeah.
It's all computer. It's all people so there's only at Instagram, there's only 2 people that actually you can call, and they're not taking calls. So it takes forever. They're like, no,
Nobody to call.
It's nobody to call. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
You know,
That's
I mean,
it.
seriously, it's so frustrating, and it does feel like such a violation.
Yeah, it does.
Right? When somebody
Because you feel helpless.
takes over your info, and then you're like, well, what else do they have?
Then you're
right?
watching messages go up.
Did you
You're
write
watching
Mick
things they
McCabe?
say.
Did you write Mick McCabe?
No, I was scared of his account after
Tell
that.
him he got
because
hacked.
he ultimately got hacked,
Yeah.
probably, and then now that same message probably went to all of my followers and stuff like
Anytime
that.
it
right?
says, look
if
at
it came
this.
from Mick, then he got hacked first.
Yeah.
So he should have been reaching out to you.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I probably just wasn't paying. Maybe he was. I just wasn't paying attention to all of that stuff.
If it says click this, don't. Just delete.
Hey guys, yesterday it was funny because I made mention of how I watch Tigers games now, and I said I look at the score, and then I look at the box score for Riley Green. Not very good yesterday. Yesterday, 4-0 Indians. They won the game. Tigers get shut out again.
Who gave that to you guys yesterday?
I believe you did. You
Did
said
I
bet
tell you it was the
bet the
best
house
bet?
on. Did you bet on it?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
I
Did you
did.
make a couple of bucks?
Yeah, I doubled my money.
Good for you.
Yeah, I listened to Scott and laid the 1.5 runs, so I wouldn't have to lay the 250.
Uh-huh.
So 1.5 only you laid 118 to win 100.
Very good.
So I had $60. I just laid the whole 60.
Good for you.
There
What'd
you
you
go,
win?
big guy.
Yeah.
$40, 48, 42
yeah,
bucks.
almost $50.
Good for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
I hate to do it, but that was easy money.
Good for you, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
I hate to do it, he says.
I mean, there was no way they were beating
But-
McKinstry with that guy on the mound.
Anyway, so I said, I look at the score, and then I look at Riley Green. Riley Green 0 for 4 strikeouts yesterday. I mean, just please, Riley Green, unbelievable stuff. So there you have it. That's the Tigers stuff today. From Tigers to Tiger. Could be the end for Tiger Woods at
No.
St. Andrews anyway.
No, not going for it.
When he's going to play a competitive tournament at St. Andrews in the Open Championship, we don't know. I don't even know when the next
Right.
championship is. It might be another 6 years from
Right.
now before they play the Open Championship there. I'd have to look that. But nonetheless, an incredible scene today on the final hole. I'll let you know where Tiger is. He did miss the cut. He will not be playing over the weekend, but it was a really bad weekend. We'll talk about that. Where does Tiger go from here? And our fill in the blank today on Michigan football. Really exciting stuff, guys. Looking forward to it. So all that and more next. But first, a message from the Folding Warehouse.
In Hamtramck, let me get my pins are behind me. Do you guys see them?
I do.
They're
I
in the
do see
shot.
them.
Get to that folding
Word.
warehouse. Ask for Chris Hunt, who's got his brand new knee. And he's the guy that invented the great game of football and bowling called folding. 3 places to play it. I'm telling you about the Hamtramck place. It is huge. It's like going back in time when you walk there. It looks like a retro bowling alley. You walk in, 2 ways to play. $12 unlimited open play or a private lane reservation of 10 or 12 of your favorite people or your not so favorite people. You can gang up on people. But it's your lane for 2 hours. And it costs you $120. Split it up, less than $10 per person. The bar, well, they got over 100 beers to offer, so there's probably not a beer that they don't have. And the $2 mystery beer machine. Any drink you want, they can make for you. Multiple full bars, and you bring your own food in or even have it delivered. Get your fold on at the Folding Warehouse. Check them out at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Planet Fitness is inviting all high school teens between the ages of 14 and 19 to work out for free all summer long via the High School Summer Pass, and it goes all the way until August 31st. Planet Fitness is home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, no judgment whatsoever, judgment-free atmosphere.
$10.
Membership starts at only $10
Only
a month.
$10?
$10.
Or you can get a black card for $24.99 a month. Join today in club or online at planetfitness.com. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Essential.
Cam Smith leads the Open Championship 13 under par, shot an 8 under 64 today.
Who?
Cam Young, the American, 11 under par. He went 64-69 his first 2 days. Rory is on the course, 3 shots back, 4 under through 13. DJ Dustin Johnson, he is 4 shots off the pace, 68-67 today. Tiger Woods, no bueno. Tiger Woods shot a 75 today, 9 over for the tournament. He went 78-75, Braylon, tied for 148th out of 156 spots there at the Open Championship. But what a scene it was on 18, walking up that fairway on the 18th at St. Andrews, the birthplace of golf.
Yeah.
So much emotion, just an incredibly huge ovation today. Tiger Woods got emotional walking up that 18th at St. Andrews. It was almost like you were watching the end a little bit. At least
Not a little.
At least the end of Tiger Woods playing competitively at St. Andrews.
Maybe the end of Tiger Woods playing competitively at St. Andrews, because maybe it might be another 5 to 6 years until they play there again. But in terms of competitively, I don't think so. If you look at where he started this year in the Masters was his first outing. The Masters was his first outing this season. After day one, Tiger was even par. And this is after legitimately less than a year from surgery. Well, this is just over a year from surgery, almost having his leg amputated.
Yeah.
That horrific car accident.
Could have died.
At the Genesis outing in California, he could have died. You're talking about less than a year later, here he is at even. I think the problem is Tiger's only played 3 competitive rounds this year. Part of playing in any sport is getting out there and playing against the competition. We talk about this all the time. Playing in football, what you do when you're by yourself and you're throwing with the quarterbacks, or you're running drills, or you're running cone drills trying to get back, is very different than when you're out there competing against an opposition, being in an arena against other teams, other competitors, the heat, the adversity, the conditions, the weather, everything, the fans. It's different when you're out there versus just shooting a couple shots, doing some rounds down there, one of your 5 courses in Florida, shooting around with Charlie and various other individuals that you know. It's very different. I think, one, getting in shape to do that, because he didn't know how the body was going to respond. So from April till now, he's played in 3 outings, only 3, the body responded horribly after the Masters. The next outing was even worse in terms of the physical wear and tear of walking, etc. I think what Tiger does after this one, takes the rest of the year off, continue to rehab, continue to relearn the body, continue to learn where your body from this point on, from surgery, from rehab, is going to respond moving in the future. Then next year, you play the 4 majors, and you play 2 other outings outside of that. I don't think Tiger is done with competitive golf, and maybe he plays 2 majors. But you got to play more golf than just the majors, but take some time, Tiger. It's okay. Tiger's one of those guys. Remember, Tiger hurt himself a lot of times before he was majorly hurt, doing Navy SEALs training. That's the type of guy that Tiger Woods is. So his competitive nature is through the roof. Take some time off. Here we are in July. I would not play any more this year. Wouldn't play any more next year until the Masters or the first Open you want to play. But you got to take some time off, and you got to learn, how is your body now? Your body's not going to be what it was 10 years ago because of that. I don't think he's done. But in terms of winning another major, that ship might have sailed today.
He was crying today for a reason. He knows he's never going to win the Open at St. Andrews again. That ship has sailed. Who knows? Like you said, Brian, it might be 4 to 6 years before it gets back to St. Andrews. It's his favorite course. He took off, was it the PGA he skipped?
Yes.
To get ready for this tournament?
No, the U.S. Open.
The U.S.
Open, yeah.
He took that off to get ready for this tournament. I mean, on Wednesday before this, he walked 56 holes to get ready, to get his legs in shape, to get his back ready. He wanted to be playing this weekend at the Open. It's not going to happen. It kills him that he cannot be competitive with the Cam Smiths and the Cam whatevers you want to call them. It kills him because he knows he's not that guy anymore. And it sucks. It sucks for me because you're never going to see a guy like him again.
So what's Tiger going to be this year? 47?
I'd have to look it up, but he's in his mid-40s.
47?
Yeah, 48.
He's 46 now. He'll be 47 in December.
Yeah. He's ready for almost a senior tour.
Well, that's just it. I mean, look, we'll never see another Tiger Woods.
Never.
What he did for the game of golf, what he did for pop culture, what he did. Yeah. I mean, we will never see another Tiger Woods as long as we are alive.
How lucky were we?
Period. End of story. We
so lucky.
Owe him a debt of gratitude for opening millions and millions of people. I would never have watched golf had it not been for Tiger Woods.
Me too, man.
Period. End of story.
And I won't watch.
I would have never cared about golf had Tiger Woods not come into my life. Period. End of story. And to be quite frank with you, I might not watch golf without him.
Yeah.
Because I looked at that Open Championship. I paid attention to the final hour on Sunday. Maybe for the U.S. Open, the Masters, I'll tune in if it's close.
Yeah.
But for a guy like me who's into sports, I'm just not that into it. None of these players in today's game strike me as anything. Like I have no interest in any of these players. Not Rory, not DJ, nobody.
Because nobody's a phenom. Like, there's some damn good golfers. And see, that's the problem right now. There's some damn good golfers. And for a quick second, Bryson DeChambeau was a phenom. He can hit the ball 500.
Not Schauffele.
Exactly. No, they're not phenoms.
But they're not likable
For
either.
a quick second, Bryson DeChambeau can hit the ball 500 yards, but his short game was trash. Tiger Woods was a phenom. There's some good golf. A lot of these, they're good. Xander Schauffele, he's a great golfer. Scheffler, number one in the world, great golfer. Dustin Johnson has a hot wife. He's a great golfer. He's not a phenom. Rory McIlroy, partial phenom in the beginning, hasn't been anything like that since. Just a consistent good golfer. Tiger was a phenom. What he was able to do, the energy which he played with, which wasn't on the course at the time. I mean, John Daly had fun, but the energy in which Tiger played with was very explosive and very different. No one has been a phenom. It's been a bunch of good golfers and a couple great ones, no phenoms.
With no personality.
Oh, my God.
When John Daly won the British Open, I don't know how many years ago it was. That was
It's like 91.
that was fun to watch. And you know what? When one of those name golfers like Dustin Johnson are in it, I like Dustin Johnson. I kind of like him. He's nowhere near what Tiger Woods brings to the game. I'll give you a quick Maz story, sidebar, to this golf guy, to this golf story. Tiger Woods, he's not going to be the same. We all know that. I mean, what he did at the U.S. Open against Rocco Mediate back, and I forget what year it was. Do you remember the playoff?
I do remember that.
I mean, on one leg with a bad back, it was amazing what he did. That you're never going to see. He really hasn't been the same since then. Then he comes back and he wins the Masters a couple of years ago. Amazing. And his son is there. And now you see his son. You know what? Maybe there will be another Tiger. And his name is Charlie.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And that's probably the next time the masses will be interested in golf. Golf fans will always be interested in golf. The masses will not be interested in golf anymore. See a couple of guys define relevant. That's crazy talk, Ryan. Tiger Woods hasn't been relevant for over 5 years. I dispute that. He won a major tournament within the last 5 years. And all you got to do is look at the crowds when Tiger Woods plays and look at the crowds when he doesn't.
Correct.
Look at the ratings when Tiger Woods is in a golf tournament and look at the ratings when he's not. If you think I'm overstating it, fine. I think you're wrong.
Has-
I'll respectfully disagree with your sports opinion on
Hasn't
it.
been relevant. 2 years ago, he won the Masters.
That's what I said.
He won the Masters after a major hiatus. After he won the Masters, now what happens? Now they got the Tiger versus Phil Mickelson. That drew national attention. Then after that, they started playing the father-son deal, which they had already been playing. But once Tiger joins in with Charlie, now that goes through the roof. And now it's Tiger and Tom Brady versus Phil and Aaron Rodgers. Tiger is very important to this game. When they want to talk about the LIV Tour, who was the first person people really wanted to listen to get their opinion on what did he think about LIV? Nobody cared about what Rory thought. Nobody cared about what Dustin thought. Well, obviously he left. Nobody cared about the other guys that were still with the PGA. The one person they cared to hear from was Tiger Woods.
Yep.
And you know, Tiger Woods had that effect like Michael Jordan had. I mean, we were calling Harold Miner. Remember Harold Miner? Baby Jordan, the next Jordan. Everybody was the next Jordan. Every golfer was the next Tiger. Jordan Spieth, Rory McIlroy, Dustin Johnson, every single person that we were trying to beg for another Tiger Woods. Nobody has been able to remotely live up to that. Golf is in, I don't want to say in trouble. I think golf is pretty strong. But in terms of the masses, golf is, I'd say, yeah, in trouble.
Two athletes have they have brought me to tears, sports tears, at the end of their careers. Muhammad Ali and Tiger Woods. I hate seeing them break down like they have. It just kills me.
And
Two guys I never wanted to see end their careers. It saddens me.
What athlete, that brings me to an interesting point, Maz. What athlete have you just had an emotional attachment to so much that you hated to see the way it ended for them, or you just didn't want to see it end at all? I have one in mind for me. I'll have that for you next. Maybe you can think of one,
Okay.
Braylon, as well. Share some of yours on the YouTube chat as well. What athlete, I don't want to say brought you to tears, but you were really, really sad when they retired?
I got a good one.
We'll have
I
that
got
for
a
you
good
next. Ermanni Edwards. But first, the message from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. It is no secret new cars are hard to come by, but they are available at Les Stanford. You got to make a plan, though. Allocation coming in for lease or purchase of new vehicles. And speaking of new vehicles, I'm telling you, on July 27th, Les Stanford is going to be the place to be. We invite all of you out to Les Stanford. They will have on display the all-new 2023 Corvette Z06. We will be broadcasting live from Les Stanford, Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. Come on out, see the car, take pictures. We'll be out there as well. Hope you join us July 27th at Les Stanford. For more, lesstanford.com, lesstanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
Find them.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. Hey, we're coming up on the Major League All-Star break here very soon. And hey, what a first half of the season we've had over at the Woodward Bet Show. You guys got to make sure you're checking us out at 4:30 over at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You also got to make sure you check out oddstrader.com. Listen, it's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, the best place to check all the odds at the sports books right in the palm of your hand. Hey, let's get back to that winner. Look, our favorite pitchers on the mound today, Sally, Sandy, Sally, don't call me Alacantara, whoever else the next Cy Young winner. That's who we're going to roll with. We're going to roll with the Marlins today. Marlins, Woodward Bets, oddstrader.com. Check it out.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Woodward Sports, Alta, and the American Cancer Society present The Big Dig, Saturday, July 16th, which is tomorrow at 275 East Highland in Howell, Michigan. The Big Dig allows children of all ages a hands-on, immersive introduction to the field of science, technology, engineering, and math. Alta's professionals will help you put you in the driver's seat.
Summertime.
Bring the whole family for The Big Dig, July 16th in Howell.
We got to stop talking during Sam's reads.
Oh, I know. I never know my mic's on, but it's all good.
I always do because I'm always like talking to you and I make a mistake.
Woodward Sports Network, Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazwey, Fletch and Flannel in the house as well. Maz, you had brought up only two athletes brought you to tears at the end of their careers. That was Muhammad Ali and Tiger Woods. It just got me to thinking about sports stars in general. Who has had that emotional impact on you as a fan? For me, Derek Jeter, for some reason.
As his.
I loved Derek Jeter. Maybe it was
he went out like a champ.
The Michigan connection, the fact that he loved Michigan, and look, he played for the greatest franchise in American sports, the New York Yankees. Say what you will about the Yankees, you might hate the Yankees, but the New York Yankees are the greatest franchise in American sports. He was the captain of that team, 4 championships, an incredible career, and he did it the right way, seemingly the right way, never on the back pages, even though he lived an incredible life with lots of great situations that he's found himself in. And I like the way it ended in that I enjoyed the tour. I enjoyed that. Seeing him revered at all the different stadiums. I was at Comerica Park when they presented him and his family with, the Tigers gifts that they had given him. And I was emotionally attached to Derek Jeter and very sad when it was over for him.
Yeah, it's like some of mine, like I've had a chance to play against. So see, like Michael Jordan's my guy in basketball, and you say what you want, you didn't like the Wizards deal, but his career was over after he hit the shot on Byron Russell. I only pay attention to the Wizards, although he still scored 51 at 38 years old. With all that being said, do I have 2? I always have more than one.
You have 2.
Jerry Rice is one. Mm-hmm. Jerry Rice is the reason why I play wide receiver. Jerry Rice is the reason why the 49ers are my favorite team, as you guys know. To see him go from Jerry and even still balling with Oakland. I know Tim Brown's bad. Jerry came there 2 years and he took over the single season stats for some of those years. But when he was in Seattle and he was wearing the braids and he couldn't make it through training camp, I was like,
the bald braids.
I was like, come on, Jerry. Exactly.
Yeah.
The ones that started here.
Yeah.
I didn't like seeing that because I'm used to Jerry being Jerry, running the best routes in NFL history, etc. But the one that I'm close to is Michael Phelps. Like when his career was over, it hurt because Mike was so great, man. Like for years, he's a friend of mine. We trained together. Well, he was swimming. I would just jump off the 10-meter platform at Michigan. But to see like how it almost ended with the smoking situation and getting suspended, and then when he came back, he was getting whooped. I was like, this ain't the Michael Phelps I know. I'm getting whooped. And even his last Olympics, remember there was a young gun from Australia, I do believe, that beat him in the prelims, and that's the infamous photo now that will be enshrined in history, where he's like Mike is like dialed in at the end, and he's looking at Mike and he loses because of that. Like that was a moment that touched me, man. And now it was a different Mike because I saw Mike that I partied with. We're drinking, hanging out at at Skeeps or hanging out at
good old scorekeepers.
Hanging out at Touchdowns, which now is Blue Leprechaun. I knew that guy. To see him now in that space as a father, he had just fathered a child. His son was in the audience in attendance. So to see that was touching for me, especially as a guy that I knew. So Mike Phelps, my guy.
And I just wanted to touch on Muhammad Ali and one of the greatest athletes of all time. Would you put him top 3? You got to put him at the.
Who's your top 3?
It depends. If you're just defining like everything, he's got to be number 1. If you're doing everything, he's him, Tiger, and Jordan.
Yeah, I'd say that.
That's a great trio.
Him, Tiger, and Jordan.
That's a great
Serena
three.
as an outside dark horse for 4 or 5.
That's a great 3. That's a great triple.
Yeah,
it's a great triple. But Ali, the way he finished against Larry Holmes. And Larry Holmes did not want to beat the hell out of him.
But he did.
He had to win the fight. But he kept holding back, and he kept looking at Angelo Dundee, who was Ali's trainer, and he's like, please, stop this damn fight. Stop it. And finally, Dundee stopped it in the 10th. Thank God. Technical knockout. Holmes won. There's a 30 for 30 on it. The end of Ali. If you watch it, if you like Muhammad Ali,
there is. I didn't see that.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It'll break your heart.
It's Ali with the mustache.
Yeah.
So
I'll never forget it. He had the Mitri, M-I-T-R-E.
Oh yeah, M-I-T-R-E.
Shorts.
Yeah.
No more What was his shorts all those years?
Well, no.
Oh my God. Anyway, nonetheless.
Everlast.
Of course. He had.
Even Everlast left him as a sponsor.
Yeah, it killed me, man. It killed me.
Guess what? Karma's a bitch. Because guess who whooped Larry Holmes' ass for Ali? Iron Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Iron Mike Tyson. And,
but Larry Holmes is a good man.
He was. He was, but he had that one coming.
He didn't want to beat Ali, but he had no choice.
Mario says, mine was Kobe. Not even a Laker fan, but seeing that 60-point game was incredible. I love that 60-point game,
That's
too.
a good one. That's a damn good one.
I like that one. There was another one that said Chauncey when Chauncey got traded. A couple of people, Cody says Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. Wrestlers like that.
Allen Iverson is like decline hurt.
Yeah, a couple of Calvin Johnson and Barry Sanders. The thing about those guys.
You didn't expect it.
Was, yes, you had no idea. There was nothing like that. Flannelly, you got one?
Yes, mine is actually Peyton Manning. He was one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, one of my favorite players. And in 2013, he broke the record for touchdown passes in a season. And by 2015, he was completely washed. And to see that decline, even though the Broncos won a Super Bowl that year and he technically went out on top, that was Von Miller, DeMarcus Ware, Chris Harris Jr., and Aqib Talib. Those were not Peyton Manning's. That was not Peyton Manning's Super Bowl. But it was pretty prophetic that he finally got carried over the top by an all-time great defense.
That was Osweiler's Super Bowl.
You know what's funny about?
I'm joking.
You know what's funny about Peyton Manning is how you feel about Tom Brady. I feel I was never able to appreciate Peyton Manning because since 1997,
Charles Woodson,
and that whole debate of Charles Woodson and Peyton Manning, I hated Peyton Manning from day one. I hated Peyton Manning from day one, and I never recovered from it because of the relationship towards that 97 Heisman with Charles Woodson. C. Wood was my guy.
Even watching Saturday Night Live and all his videos and stuff?
No, I mean, when I started liking him after his playing days.
I got you.
You brought up Stone Cold, man. Ric Flair is another one that hurt me. To watch Ric Flair, like, he's put himself in a lot of situations, as we all have. But to watch to just continuously go out there when you knew Rick should have been hung him up. You knew Rick should have been done. He's out there 70 years old still trying to put on shows. That one kind of hurt too.
What about Fletch here? Fletch, I have a feeling I have a feeling I know who yours is.
Okay, well, yeah, Maz guessed it. I'm the youngest person in this studio right now by like 9 years. So I'm 21 years old.
You.
I haven't seen as much as you guys have. I haven't seen the greatest athletes. Miggy is going to make me cry a lot. I grew up watching him. Had a pretty big impact on me. I remember my dad taking me and my brother to games, and Miggy is the nicest man. You can sit on the first baseline before they put the nets up, and he would just toss balls to the kids. Like, he knew how to bounce them right over the fence. And
nicest guy you'll ever meet.
Oh, he's
not to us.
Yeah, not to us.
That's to the media.
And
he doesn't speak English to us.
Well, yeah, he doesn't care about the media. And then I will say that it wasn't the end of their careers, but when Verlander and Scherzer got traded from the Tigers, I cried quite a bit. Granted, I was like 10, 11 years old.
Oh, be prepared, Fletch. You're not done crying for Verlander, because I guarantee you, Verlander plays his last year with the Tigers, and that's going to be a tear fest like no other.
Right.
He'll mess me up there, too. Yeah.
He'll throw a no-hitter this year first.
What is he at? 12? What is he at? 12 wins now?
12 wins, and bring the Cy Young on, boys.
Look at that. Just the fact that you're 21. Miggy has been playing here in Detroit since 2008, playing in the Major League since 2003. I mean,
I was 2 years old.
Yeah, you don't know you don't know life without Miguel Cabrera playing Major League Baseball.
True.
Pretty incredible stuff. Guys, we're going to take a break. Come right back. When we do, we are going to have some fun with Michigan football. Yesterday, we did fill in the blanks, Detroit Lions. Today, fill in the blanks, Michigan Wolverines edition. We'll have some fun with that. Hail to the victors. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, where, as you can see, how good I look today. That's right. You walk in, you sign in, you
Clown
sit down,
emoji.
and before you know it, you are handsome and clean. Ooh-wee!
me.
That's right. Becca hooked
Lather
me
him
up
up.
today. A precision haircut from one of the talented stylists. Over 100 locations nationwide. Many of them locally here in the Metro Detroit area. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Trader.com is the number one site for your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and the best price on every game.
Best price.
But guess what, man? From multiple sports books.
Multiple.
Simply put, go to oddstrader.com because they are the best for the best.
The best.
That's the best.
Odds Trader.
Odds Trader. Odds Trader.
Number one.
Guys, let's have some fun here, okay?
That's what I'm talking about. It's Friday. Let's loosen your tie up.
It is. It's as loose as it goes.
Okay, all right. Loosen your tie.
It's as loose as it goes.
All right.
Take your shirt off.
Excuse me. You take your shirt off. Better yet, don't. Ooh-wee. Just playing with you, man.
That wasn't nice.
Come on,
YouTube, give me some clown emojis for Ryan. Let's go. Let's get some clown emojis
Who's this
going.
clown?
Here we go.
See, that's what
I'll start it off.
that's what we can't win, right?
I know.
Maz owns the comment
He
section.
owns the chat.
They got his back in the comment section.
Maz owns the chat. I will say I wanted to bring a short sleeve shirt today, and I got halfway to work this morning, and I was like, damn, I forgot a short sleeve shirt.
Just keep 3 in the bag in the car.
We got the red shirt in the back.
No, that red shirt, no, it just doesn't fit me good.
It
What
looked
I
good on
need
you.
is I need a bunch of like Woodward Sports Under Armour short sleeve shirts. That's what I need.
Make that happen.
How do I make that happen?
You guys hear that? You guys hear that in the back? So make it happen.
Good luck.
Buy 3, they'll do the embroidery for you.
Great. That's what I'm going to do.
No one
Okay.
said anything about my jersey today.
American.
Well, what do you have? The American League.
This is the American League.
Whose jersey is that?
It's Pudge's.
Pudge Rodriguez.
It's from
All-Star
Comerica
game.
Park, 2005.
Look at that.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
the Tigers All-Star game.
It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite Reggie Jackson stories.
I'm
No.
so mad.
This is one of the hottest nights ever in Detroit. Was this night in 2005?
Sammy Sosa's brother won the home run derby, didn't he?
Sammy Sosa's brother.
Yeah.
No, Bobby Abreu won the home run.
Right.
I get it.
Bobby Abreu looks like Sammy Sosa does.
Now.
I see. I got it.
They
I was
gotta
so
be
mad I
long-lost
missed that
brothers.
one. I was in Cleveland. I just got drafted. We were in camp.
We missed you.
We were in rookie camp.
God, look at the chat. You see the chat now?
Let's
you see
see
what
it.
you did to me?
Oh yeah, thank you, chatters.
I
See what you did?
told you can't go
Emoji.
against this guy.
What a jerk. You're a jerk, man.
Put a tie next to the clown emojis
You're a jerk.
That's funny. Actually, I want to see
That is funny. By the way, if you are watching on YouTube, please go ahead and like the show. Subscribe to Woodward Sports. Coming up on 30,000 subscribers here, Woodward Sports Network. All right, fill in the blank.
Who went
Guys,
first, yes. Hold on. I went. Did you win last?
I went first. You go first
went-
this time?
Oh, that's right. I went last.
Yeah.
last time.
You
Did
go
I-
first
did I
this
go
time.
last?
Can I get a beat here, Sam?
Oh, did I go last? Don't give me too good of a beat. I might start freestyling.
Too
Put
good
on
of a
Teddy
beat.
Pendergrass.
Okay, we
Just Friday on
we
the
can
beat.
all
Friday on the
answer
day.
these
Got my man
questions.
Stick coming in the
We
play.
can all answer these
Ryan.
questions, and we can do this
Ermanni.
for a little while.
I was freestyling. I need to stop now.
Let's do
I'm
it.
probably only going to get the first question in before the break, but here we go.
Uh-huh.
Fill in the blank. Blank will start 9 or more games at quarterback. Braylon?
12.
12.
Hey, McNamara.
Cade McNamara will start 9 or more games at quarterback.
Jim Harbaugh is the most loyal guy in the country as a head coach as it relates to his quarterback. He won't go away from his quarterback. And Cade McNamara won the Big Ten championship the first time they've done it in his tenure. He'll start 9 games this year.
Maz?
Woof, woof. I'm right with him. Loyal as a dog, Jim Harbaugh will start Cade McNamara. J.J. McCarthy will sniff a few plays.
But JJ, I will tell you this: JJ played last year on average around 7 plays, somewhere between 7 and 10 plays. He'll play somewhere between 15 to 20 plays this year, so he'll play much more. But Cade's going to start 9 or more, or the whole season.
So I disagree with both of you. I was initially going to say no quarterback will start 9 or more games
That would
this
have been
year.
great.
But the more I think of it, I do think it's going to be JJ starting 9 or more games, because I think Cade will start the first 4 games with JJ playing. And then at that point, once you get into the Big Ten, into the teeth of things, you just got to go ahead and play your best guy. So
But that's not what he does, though.
I understand, but that's what I think he has to do.
No, we said that last year. We said, let me not argue. Let me get through it. Because last year we saw the Iowa game. He had a terrible Iowa game, and then we saw the beginning of the Georgia game, and he still stuck with it.
So again, my initial answer to this question was neither quarterback would start 9 or more games, but I am gonna officially.
Can I add a caveat?
Yes.
If they would have had a hard game in the first 3, like they had one of those games to open up the season, like against a USC, against
Or like a Washington, which wasn't very good, but that type of team.
But like a USC, I'm talking about a stud team. That could have changed the course for Harbaugh. The fact that they don't have one of those games for the first 9 games, that's why.
Question number 2, Michigan will score over 40 points in blank games this year.
I wanted to say all of them, but I went with 10.
In 10 games, so 10 of 12.
They have arguably the second or third best wide receiver core in the country. They have that running back field. We'll get to that and later on in this. You got Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards. They have the best offensive line in the country, including the new guy, Oluwatimi out of Virginia, who was up for the Remington last year. Not to mention 2 tight ends, 5 wide receivers. Ronnie Bell's back. He's pissed. I know what it means to come back when you're pissed after a year. You're going to get off. They're going to score 10 or more.
Maz?
I got him at 7.
7 times.
I do.
So 5 times they score under 40 points.
Correct. I looked at the schedule and I went and I did it a few times. And they got the cupcakes in the beginning. And they go at Illinois. Indiana comes here.
Hold on. Did you just start with they go to Illinois? That's 60 points.
Oh, I gave them that.
Oh, okay.
I gave them that.
Colorado State, 70. Hawaii, 70.
Yeah.
Connecticut, 70.
Yeah.
Maryland, 70.
No, they won't score 70
Maryland,
against
70.
They scored 59 against them at Maryland
at
this
home.
year.
Maryland,
Last year.
70. Iowa could be an interesting one on the
No.
road. Indiana, 70. Penn State, they'll score over 40. I think Michigan State could be one of the ones
Penn
that they
State,
don't
no.
score. Rutgers, 60.
No.
Nebraska, 60. Illinois, 60. And Ohio State would be one of the
So
I said 7.
I am going to say Michigan will score over 40 points 8 times this year.
That's good.
Because I went back and I looked at Ohio State and Alabama last year. Ohio State and Alabama scored over 40 points excuse me, let me say it like this. Both Ohio State and Alabama last year scored under 40 points 4 times last year. So if Alabama and Ohio State go 4 games without scoring 40 points last year, Michigan is not going to go 12 for 12 this year. They're just not, even though I think they should. In those 4 games, both Ohio State and Alabama were 2-2. I think it is important. That 40-point mark is important. Michigan, by the way, scored under 40 points 8 times last year. Think about that. So I just think that Jim Harbaugh is going to be the reason why they don't score 40 in all of their games or in 10 of their games, because I just don't know if he's got it in him, if he's got that dog in him to just beat the crap out of teams. That's what we want to see. That's what Michigan fans, my biggest problem with Michigan football has been, is when they do have the talent. Like, I think Michigan's offense is as talented this year as it has been since Braylon Edwards was a first-round pick in the 2005 NFL Draft. So the 2004 season, I don't think Michigan has had as talented an offense since when Braylon was there.
2006, the undefeated year.
2006.
That's Mike Hart, Rio, Adrian Arrington, Steve Breston, Tim McCoy. But to your point, around that time, Carson Butler was a tight end. But to your point, yeah.
Still on that team that you mentioned, 0 first-round draft picks on that team.
You're right.
From a skill position.
You're right.
So I do go back to
you hey, you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? The man does his research.
So, yeah, I believe that. And I think Jim Harbaugh will be eventually the reason, because maybe he don't want to bury this guy because he likes the coach, or
he like Kirk Ferentz, but you saw that play out.
I understand. I hope I see the end of the season, Jim Harbaugh, the Maryland, the Ohio State, the Iowa, Jim Harbaugh. This year, I just don't know if you get that every week.
I just think the reason why I think that they could, and the reason why I think they will, last year, if you pay attention, Michigan won the Big Ten, and they went 12-2 and all that. The end of the season played out how it did, and blah, 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 blah. They had to find themselves on offense for the first 7 games. They didn't even know they had tight ends until the Nebraska game. They were ground and pound. Ronnie Bell goes down. That changed a lot. Had to figure out the wide receiver position. I think they were trying to find themselves for the first 7-8 games of the season on offense. This year coming into the season, you know what you have already. I think that's the difference.
So last year, 5 times they went over last year, including the playoff against Iowa.
Yeah.
So I think
5 and 8 essentially.
So I think 7 is a good number.
Yeah, that's good. So they increase. I think you're right. I'm saying 7 or 8 games. I said 8, but 7 or 8. I think you're pretty much more in line than Braylon is, just because of the head coach.
Once again, I go back to them trying to find themselves last year versus they're already found.
And I hope they got them wrong, by the way. I really want them to score over 40 in all 12 of their games.
There were 3 games that they were close to 40.
If they don't score over 40 in all 12 of their games, I think that's because of what Michigan is doing, not because of what somebody else is doing. Got to take a break, come right back. 3 more questions for fill in the blanks. Some good ones, too. We'll do that next, but first a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
All right, Chili Peppers Tanning. And don't forget, if you join the Pepper Club, not only are you going to meet the Chili Pepper girls, but they will beat all deals and all competitors by $5 on unlimited tanning and more. The cleanest salons in the deal, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans, your vitamin D headquarters. 27 locations, more on the way, 2 right here on Woodward. Check them out at chilipepperstanning.com.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Get a shot up. This is for the win. All of Detroit's sports teams live on Woodward. All of Detroit's sports coverage lives on Woodward Sports. Driving the best in Detroit sports coverage.
Hey, everybody, it's Maz for Big Boy. It's a ciabatta summer at Big Boy. How about those summer salads, hand-dip shakes, all at Big Boy this summer? Try a chicken club, a chicken cordon bleu, or a sunrise ham and cheddar, all on our grilled, delicious ciabatta bread. How about keeping it light with the Michigan apple, the chicken Caesar, or Greek salad? But after that, it's dessert time. That's right. Don't forget to check it out. A hand-dipped, delicious shake. How about a Well, one that Sam likes. He likes that cookies and cream. I like the chocolate shake. Braylon, he digs the strawberry shake, and he likes them all. You heard it here first. Summer just got better at Big Boy. For more information, bigboy.com.
I love talking Michigan football. And one of the reasons why I love talking Michigan football is, one, because I love Michigan football, and the other is because how irate it makes Michigan State fans.
Yeah.
Like YT Sparty is going nuts in the chat right now. He is just
nuts
beside himself.
He's an angry guy.
He's just an angry individual.
An angry guy.
He gets mad when we say good stuff about Michigan State. He's just a mad person.
He's just angry.
But we appreciate him listening every day.
Absolutely, certainly, certainly.
You need ebb and flow.
We'll do a fill in the blank MSU.
Yeah, we will do fill next week. We will do fill in the blank MSU. You're gonna come up with all those questions.
I got some good ones.
I was gonna have Maz.
I got a good guess for us,
ones?
Michigan. You know what? When we do fill in the blank Michigan State, I got a great guess for us.
I like
a
it.
Michigan State legend and NFL legend.
I love it. Guys, let's continue on here with the fill-in-the-blank Michigan Wolverine edition. Braylon, the most important non-quarterback offensive player will be?
And it's so ironic because he plays quarterback too. He has the same last name as me. It's Donovan Edwards. It's not even close. It's a guy that's going to challenge Blake Corum for the starting job. Now, that's a position that Jim will flip-flop on. He'll challenge Blake Corum for the starting position. He's also a Swiss Army knife. You can line him up as slot. You can line him up wide. You can have him run out the backfield. You can have him run screens. You saw his hands on full display against Maryland, and you can say it's Maryland. Who he played has no bearing on the way he caught the football. And you saw the Iowa game. So I think Donovan Edwards is the most important player. To be honest, might be the most important player on the team.
Maz?
I had Donovan Edwards, but I knew that Braylon was going to take him, so I had a backup. I got two backups.
Okay.
I got my caveat backup.
Okay.
First, I'm going to go with Ronnie Bell. I love Ronnie Bell. I stole him from you, didn't I?
No, I've got a different guy.
Okay, I got Ronnie Bell. I mean, he goes out in week 1 against Western Michigan. That was a killer to see that kid go off the field that way. And what he could have done, who knows? If he stays on the field, if he stays on that team all year, maybe, just maybe, they hang in there with Georgia in the playoff. We'll never know. This year he's back. You heard Ryan. This offense is loaded. Could be as good as Braylon's year. My backup, of course, is Blake Corum. No Hassan Haskins this time. It's his show. I think he shows up, and he shows everyone what kind of back he really is.
Okay, in all fairness, my first thought on this was Donovan Edwards. I don't think we ever saw a player at Michigan. I have not seen a player at Michigan with his capabilities. He can do everything. Run it, throw it, receive it. He can do it all. We have not seen that type of player at Michigan in over 20 years.
Chris Perry.
But I think he's better than Chris Perry. Chris Perry was a between-the-tackles guy. You give him the ball 50 times a game, and that's great.
How many outside touchdowns does Chris Perry have? Those touchdowns against Ohio State, those are outside runs. I get what you're saying. Donovan Edwards got to prove to me that he's a running back.
Yeah.
Like Donovan Edwards, he did a lot of good things, but he's got to prove to me that he can do it all consistently.
See, that's where I think our disagreement is, because I consider him an athlete, not a running back.
Okay, I like that.
How about unicorn? How about this unicorn?
Right, unicorn. That's right.
like that.
That's right. And then my second guy I was going to say was Ronnie Bell. I think that room could use some experience. Last year it was just so young, and now they do have a year's worth of experience underneath their belts, so I think that will help them. But I think Ronnie Bell returning to the room could be an unsung hero. But I'll tell you, the guy, he's going to win a game for Michigan. Maybe he's going to win 2 games for Michigan this year. You ready? Eric All.
I told you. Well, you guys hear me out whisper.
Eric All, tight end. Last year,
he won 2 games.
30 catches, 465 yards, 4 touchdowns during his senior year. 10 catches were against Michigan State. There are those games where you just need a big play. You just need a big 3rd and 7 catch, a 3rd and 4 catch, a goal line touchdown. You just need those important 10 plays a year to go your way over the entire course of the year. And Eric All is that guy. He is going to win at least 2 games for Michigan this year single-handedly because of a big catch that he has to move the chains or a big catch in the red zone for a touchdown. Eric All, the senior tight end for Michigan, going to win him 2 games this year.
Best stat that you didn't bring up as it relates to those 30 catches, 34 attempts.
Yep.
30 catches on 34 attempts.
Thank you for that.
30 catches on 34 attempts. That is what you call playing football.
That's making an impact when you have your opportunity. Guys, here's a good one, I think. Here's a great question. Michigan's defense will allow over 30 points in blank games this year.
Twice. 2. I put 2. I wanted to say 0, but Ohio State in that offense. I mean, Ohio State in that offense, and then it's just going to happen. Like, it's going to be it's going to be some random game on this schedule that they'll have some type of dogfight with early on, and then they'll blow it open a little bit late in the game. They'll have one of those, whether it's a Michigan State, whether it's an Iowa at Iowa, whether it's one of those type games where it's, 14-14 halftime, next half is, in the third quarter, it's 30-38, and then the final score is 50-38 or something like that. 2 games, I think.
I got 4 games, and I'm like Braylon. I think it's just going to be, Ohio State, I think, can do it. I think Michigan State can still score points, and I think there'll be 2 games that they just don't give a damn about, and they'll put 30 points up against them. I just think they'll run into a couple of teams. So I say 4 times.
So last year, Michigan
They lost a lot of guys.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Last year, Michigan had one of the best defenses in college football. They allowed over 30 points 2 times last year. Their record in those games, 0-2. Michigan State and Georgia, they scored over 30 points. They were 0-2. I think that number this year increases to 4 games. I think they allow over 40 points twice. Over 30 points 4 times this year. But because the offense is super explosive, I think they go and really win all their games, like 40-30, right? And I don't think their defense is going to be all that bad. Look, you go 12 games, you allow under 30 points in 8 of those games. Pretty darn good.
You know what? I'll talk about their defense when we get to the last fill in the blank.
All right, here we go. Let's do it. Michigan's combined record this year versus Iowa, Penn State, Michigan State, and Ohio State. So 4 games. Penn State, Iowa, MSU, OSU will be
4-0. They're going 4-0. Michigan State, as we'll talk about, and even talking to Michigan State fans, YT Sparty, they're going to take a step back from what they were last year. You can't lose a guy like K9. K9 is arguably the best running back they've ever had. Like, the season that K9 had last year, once you start to look back at what he really did, you'll realize it was actually a spectacular, amazing season. You can't lose a guy like that and replace him with an unknown. Their offensive line, though ranked 15th going into the Big Ten, which we'll talk about as well, they're just average guys to me. Can't trust the quarterback, although I do like him. Can't trust him. I'm telling you, they'll beat them. Penn State, not worried about them. Iowa, I'm not worried about them on the road, unless it was a night game. Not worried about them as well. And for some reason, when it comes to Ohio State, I know they got the best offense in the country. I know they got C.J. Stroud. I know they got 3 guys that can win the Heisman. Count them 3. Jackson Smith and Jigba, C.J. Stroud, as well as Travion Henderson, the running back. They still soft. And you can't win games in the trenches if you're soft.
I have a 3-1, and I got them losing to Ohio State.
Why would you have them do that?
Because I just think Ohio State was embarrassed last year. I think they'll be out for blood this year. I think it'll be a closer game than most people will think it'll be. I think Michigan will be on the short end. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope my mind has changed by the end of this year. We're talking it's July right now. I hope when we're talking in October, early November, I hope I say it. Nope, I like Michigan's chances. But right now, I got him at 3-1.
I know this will shock you, and
2-2,
4-0,
and come as a surprise to many of you who are watching this. 4-0.
There we go.
4-0.
There we go.
I've got Michigan going 12-0.
I do too.
Winning the Big Ten championship and making another appearance in the college football playoff. I think these next 2 years specifically, Michigan football
the window
is going to be at its peak. the next 2 years are going to be really, really good years for Michigan football, and I don't think they waste it. I remember that feeling that they had last year after beating Ohio State, and I felt like the tide was turning. And I know all of the nonsense of the offseason has come and kind of rained a little bit on that parade, but once the games actually start again, once the teams actually go on the field again, I think all the off-season nonsense and Harbaugh to the NFL, to the Vikings, to the Raiders, or whatever the case may be.
I forgot about that already.
Yeah. I mean, I think that all goes away, and then you just line up. They got the best offensive line in the country. Perhaps. They got one of
third best backfield.
Their wide receiver, their offense is stacked, and I don't think their defense is going to be that far off. So I'll say 12-0. That's my expectation.
And here's the interesting thing about it. I think this Big Ten championship team, this reigning defending Big Ten championship team, might be the most disrespected Big Ten returning championship team that there's been in the last 10 years. They won the Big Ten last year, yet they're still the underdog. Do you know what that does to the psyche of a player, of a coaching staff? You put those 122 players together with that coaching staff, with that campus, you put that together and say, you know what? They can bet on Ohio State. They can talk about the greatness of Born on third base. We're coming.
Honolulu Blues Party says Ryan got to spread out the hot takes more. I don't think it's a hot take. We can talk more about it, Braylon, but my expectation for the Michigan Wolverines this year is 12-0.
He must have joined late, because that's exactly what I said when he first came to.
Exactly.
If I got them going 4-0 them games, I'm going to lose any of the other ones.
Right. Is there a game on the schedule that Michigan could be picked off? Other than the four that I mentioned. We can talk about that next and read some of your comments, because you guys are having a lot of fun in the comment section, by the way. Ermanni and Edwards, Woodward Sports Network. But first, a message from Cintron.
Clown emoji.
Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. That man, my man Stevie Y, and reigning defending Rookie of the Year, Morris Sider. He drinks this up too. Cintron has combined all three of their delicious flavors into a limited edition 6-pack. That's right, the 6-pack sampler box. Try Cintron's great tasting cranberry. That's my favorite. Classic and sugar-free, all in one pack. Pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
All summer long, the Monroe Street Midway is open in downtown Detroit. Monroe! Enjoy basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. A fun, safe event for everyone between the ages of 1 and 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for more info. Again, that is deckedoutdetroit.com.
I stole that from Zach and Mary Make a Porno. He was like, hey, how you doing, Monroeverse? I knew Flannel Sam was on it when I said it. Monroeverse.
Some of these comments, Bray, are fantastic. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and like this show. Subscribe to Woodward Sports Network. Jay Washington says Mick Ryan. Mike says Homer. Brandon says Ohio State is loaded. Jack Harrington, Ryan, you drink too much Kool-Aid. Timothy says Saturdays. Not sure what that is. Michigan has an easy schedule this year and will lose 3 games still. That's Suya. Malachi says maybe Nebraska, but who knows? Scott Frost is a clown.
I love that take.
Jesse Adams says, Ryan, you were smoking jars with Braylon.
I'm not smoking jars, because if you remember correctly, last year, Ryan went on here before the season started, and Ryan said Michigan was going to win 11 games, lose 1. They would lose to Michigan State. They would beat Ohio State. They would win the Big Ten. They would get to the playoff. I told him he was crazy. I said I hadn't seen enough of this team. I think they're very, very, very young. I didn't think they were going to be a good team. I had them at, 8-5? I think I said somewhere around 8-5. So we back and forth. I said 8-5 last year. He was dead on. This year, I've done some research. I like what I see. I know people in the program. And I think people are just a little high on Ohio State. They're going to get knocked off their hours. They might lose 2 games this year.
Timothy says, Sparty, don't make predictions. We'll just see you on Saturday, one game at a time.
When you're not confident in yourself, you don't make predictions. And that has been who they've been forever.
Well, you just don't have any hope then.
When you don't have confidence, it's just like, hey, whatever happens, happens.
Like, again, you may not expect to win the Big Ten championship.
Exactly.
My expectation is to go undefeated and win the Big Ten championship.
Who's coming? Harbs?
No, I don't care about any of that. Who's coming? Michigan is here, at least for the next 2 years. They're the defending Big Ten champs, and I'm not trying to be a jerk about it. Yeah. And you can then, and we talked about this the other day, Bray, nobody ever wants to give any credit to anybody.
No.
Right? Jim Harbaugh won the Big Ten championship last year. Oh, but he only did it in 7 years. It was his 7th year before he did it, so it doesn't count.
Who cares? He did
What does that even mean?
And no one had Michigan winning the Big Ten before the season started. So it's not like there's some loaded team that was like, oh, well, it took 7 years. Nobody had them winning last year. I actually had Michigan State beating Michigan before the season started.
Is it bad to have that expectation as a fan? And again, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. I'm asking. I'm just talking about from the fan's perspective. As a Michigan fan, my expectation is what it is. For the Detroit Lions, you may have an expectation that they lose 12 games.
Right.
But I expect Michigan to win 12 games. Why is that a bad thing?
It's not to me.
Why? Again, can anybody explain that to me?
Yeah.
Maz, can you explain it to me? Why Michigan State people would hammer me or us because we have an expectation for our team?
You know
what does it matter to them?
They have a lot of hate in their hearts against Michigan. It's that simple.
Here you go.
Against the Michigan fan itself. That's plain and simple what it is. It's just the old rivalry.
People, and I'm going to dial it down before I get too excited. Yeah, it's haircut day, fellas. I got to get a haircut. But people don't have expectations for things they don't care about. Things that they don't care about, or things that they don't have confidence in, or things that they don't trust. You've heard this expression when you go see a movie that you don't know anything about, and you just go to see it. I don't have any expectations, and it surprises you. Hope it surprises you, but you don't have expectations because you don't really care that much, or because you're not really that confident. Things you have expectations in, like your kids, like your parents, like your job, like yourself. You have expectations. I expect myself to do this. I expect my son, because I put this in front of him, because I put him in these schools, I put him around these things, I expect my son to excel at something in life because I'm confident in my son, because I care about my son. Things that you're not confident in, things that you don't care about, is when you use the term, I don't really have any expectation, because you don't trust Michigan State. That's why.
Jesse Adams writes in the YouTube chat, okay, Ryan, you going to give Tuck any credit for going 11-2 in his second year? Yes.
Hey, tell him to hold on, because we're going to talk about Big Ten coaches.
We're going to do that next. We are going to do it. But yes, he deserves a crap ton of credit for essentially going 11-2 in his first year, because that 2020 season was all, stacked against him from the start.
Yeah.
Getting hired so late because D'Antonio screwed you.
But we weren't talking about him.
Yeah, I'm not. Again, why does it have to be going back to a Michigan State conversation?
That's what they do.
I'm not talking about Michigan State. No. I'm talking about my own team. I'm talking about my own team. I'm not referring to Michigan State at all. I didn't even bring up Michigan State. You brought them up. So I guess there's a sports, and pick the Pistons, okay? If you're a Pistons, don't you have an expectation that things are going to be a little bit better this year?
Yeah.
Why would anybody say that that's a bad thing?
They wouldn't.
If a fan expects greatness out of their particular team, what business is it of any fan base to come at you and say you're wrong about that, or good luck with that?
100%.
You say good luck with that. Whatever.
I want to. What's a consistent? Because I don't want to use this team because then it goes too far. But for the sake. The Baltimore Ravens, they have expectations of winning the AFC North every year and making the playoff every year. And they're right to have those expectations because they have they're top to bottom, probably the best organization in football. They have a great head coach. They have great players, great talent, great support. So they're right to have those type of expectations. Now, if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars, you go into the season with no expectations because it's always a you-know-what type of show. That's what we're talking about. You care about one because you have the confidence in one, and you don't have the confidence in the other. That's all it is.
All right. You want some credit, Michigan State fans, for Tuck coming? I will give you some respect. I will give you more respect than CBS gave to Mel Tucker. We'll have that for you next. But first, a message from Guardian Alarm. They are your local security experts, have been for over 90 freaking years. Whether it's your home or business, their 24/7 local monitoring helps make sure what is important to you stays safe. All you have to do is call that number right now, 1-800-STAY-OUT. That number again, 1-800-STAY-OUT. Let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
Hey, it's Sean Jordan from the Sports Marketing Agency. And SMA wouldn't be who we are without our amazing partners.
Thank you so much, Sean. You know, at Detroit Wayne, we want to serve as a resource for you and your families. We offer mental health services, substance use disorder services throughout our communities, and we want to be that source and resource within the community.
If you or a loved one are suffering from a mental health or substance abuse issue, please don't hesitate to call 1-800-241-4949.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
This was ESPN Plus. I just read this.
Okay.
They're going to significantly raise their prices in August.
Say it again. Read it again.
ESPN Plus, I'm reading. Disney-owned ESPN Plus will see a major increase in price for August 2022, according to Front
ESPN
Office
Plus?
Sports. ESPN Plus. I get ESPN Plus with the package with
me
the
too.
Disney Plus
Me too.
and Hulu.
What do we pay? $12.99, $13.99?
Yeah, I think we pay $12.99.
It went up though.
Oh, it would.
So it was $5.99 alone. Now it's going up to $9.99 alone.
So double the price almost.
Yeah. So I'm almost done with TV. They're killing it. They're killing me.
Right.
They're sucking the blood.
But you know what they
out
know?
of me. I don't have much left to give.
No.
But you know what? They know that you will find something to give.
Welcome to 2022 America, right?
This is
They
America.
just get you. They just get you. They get you in the
You know what?
drive-thru.
I want to cut the cord like everyone cuts the cord and just use the apps.
Repeat the line.
But then, repeat the line. But then, it's always, I'm going to be missing that one channel that I want.
You know what? You know what Netflix and Disney Plus are going to do now is have a lower subscription service and add commercials. So you could get Netflix instead of paying $14.99 or whatever it is.
It's $20.
It's $20.
Yeah, $19.99. They'll have an option where you could pay $5.99.
But you have to watch.
But you have to watch commercials
During movies?
Hulu was doing.
I don't know
that in the
how they're
beginning.
going to do it, but that's Hulu's model.
Yeah,
that's Hulu's
You
model.
do it during TV shows. Movies, they'll
Yeah.
always let you watch the movie, but like TV shows,
Yeah.
they'll do it that way.
No, during movies, sometimes if you're doing an on-demand movie and it's on a Hulu or something like that, there's commercials.
I don't have that
Crazy. It's all a scam.
Whatever. It is a scam.
So, okay, guys. This came out earlier in the week. I think over the weekend, actually. We have yet to talk about it. But it's in regards to Big Ten coaches. CBS Sports. They rank the Big Ten coaches from worst to first. There you see the list on your screen right now. Ryan Day, number 1. Jim Harbaugh, number 2. Kirk Ferentz, 3. Chris, 4. James Franklin, 5. Then Pat Fitzgerald, P.J. Fleck, Mel Tucker at 8. Bram Shiano Bielema, Tom Allen, Mike Loxley, and Scott Frost. Braylon, what is your initial reaction to this list? Your initial reaction to this list was what?
It's about right, but there is some disrespect on the list. Mel Tucker. First of all, this is my question: are we talking about the best coach in the Big Ten? We're talking about the best coach as it relates to national. Are we talking about the best coach currently as it relates to last season? Are we talking about the best coach within the last 3 years? Or are we just talking about their body of work altogether?
Whatever you want it to be.
All right.
However you want to do it.
Let's go last 3 years, because Tuck wasn't even here 3 years ago. It was 2 years. So let's just do the last 3 years. Tuck should be higher than P.J. Fleck. He should be higher than Pat Fitzgerald, and he should be higher than James Franklin. I'll let you know why. I'm thinking the last 2 year window. Obviously, Penn State, they won the championship. They beat Wisconsin in the thriller, and they go out, lose USC. Outside of being arguably the best recruiter in the Big Ten, which is James Franklin, because they have talent every year. They have some of the best talent, if not the best talent, every year next to Ohio State, Michigan. They're right there. He knocks on those doors. He gets those kids in. You know he's going to lose the games that matter. Can't win the big games. Can't win in the big moment. He can't put it together. He'll give you games. He's still riding the wave of Saquon Barkley. Mel Tucker, I look at what he's done just in his 2 years. Before, like, they didn't give him, as you already alluded to, didn't give him a full season to even get going. His first year, he went 2-4. It was a COVID year. You damn near want to throw everybody's COVID year out, to be honest. And not because Michigan was trash, because pretty much outside Ohio State and Indiana, everybody was trash, and Iowa. But he beats Michigan. He beats Northwestern, who went to the Big Ten Championship that year. And then the following year, he comes back, gets Kenneth Walker in transfer portal. He picks up Xavier Henderson in the transfer portal, picks up some players in the transfer portal, beats Michigan again. And I get it. It's K9. It's all that. Beats Michigan again. Mm-hmm. Wins a New Year's Six bowl. I get it. Kenny Pickett didn't play, yada, yada, yada. Shoot me. That happens with a lot of people. I just think the track that he's on, working with the kids and the talent that he's on, because we're not talking about a lot of guys off those teams that were great players or good players. As a collective, what he was able to do for that team, for that school last year was pretty incredible, especially coming up. Nobody wanted him there leading into the Michigan game 2 years ago. After that Rutgers game, it was get him out of here, fire him. He beats Michigan. Okay, we kind of like this guy. You come back and beat Michigan again. So if you're looking at what have you done for me lately, I think you got to have Mel Tucker higher up there. I think Paul Chris should be in front of Kurt Ferentz. Like, Paul Chris beats Kurt Ferentz almost every year. Paul Chris goes to the Big Ten Championship almost every year. Iowa's been twice, and they lost both times. Wisconsin's been how many times? So I think you got to put him ahead, although he didn't have as good as a year as Kurt Ferentz did last year. I think you put Paul Chris above that. I don't like Ryan Day at number one. I don't like Ryan Day at number one. And I get it. 11-2, his first year. Ryan, yeah, I get it. I don't even go into the spill. Well, it was Urban Meyer's kids. It was. Ohio State is a machine. He ain't done nothing that nobody else hasn't done that came before him. Every coach in the last 15 years has had the same type of success. The same success. They get the same recruits. You don't have to be a James Franklin, Jim Harbaugh type of recruiter to get talent at Ohio State. He ain't done nothing special. Like 13-1. Okay, I'll give you that. It's a pretty good year. It's a damn good year. First year. 11-2 last year. He didn't do anything special last year. And then the COVID year. We said you throw them all out. They were the only team that was down to play from start. I'm not putting Ryan Day at number one because, to me, he hasn't done anything special as a coach at Ohio State that no one before him has done.
Can I jump in here for a minute?
Please.
Because that, to me, was the very first thing I noticed was Ryan Day, the best coach in the Big Ten.
It's not even close.
That is just not true.
No.
You could put any one of these 14 Big Ten coaches at Ohio State, and they'd have the same record that Ryan Day has at Ohio State.
Did Jackson Smith and Jigba, did he come to Ohio State for Ryan Day? Did C.J. Stroud come to Ohio State for Ryan Day? Did Travion Henderson, Mayan Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., and the list goes on. The offensive line, which is ranked 10, which to me is a little high for them. I don't think they're that good. Did any of them come for Ryan Day? If you take Larry Johnson Sr. and make him the coach, which they did, by the way, he won the game in which he started as head coach. Those guys are a freaking machine. It does not matter. And I actually don't think he's that good of a coach, because some of these guys could take over that job like Tom Allen and still have the same success. Tom Allen's a damn good coach. He's in Indiana, where you can't recruit against Notre Dame, Purdue, Northwestern, and Iowa.
So, can I give you my list real quick?
Yeah.
And I'll let you know. To me, and go ahead and laugh, Jim Harbaugh is the best coach in the Big Ten. To me, he's a guy that went to 3 straight NFC Championship games. He's been to a Super Bowl. Can any of these other coaches actually coach a team to the Super Bowl? I don't know if that's the case. He won a Big Ten championship. He won an NFC championship. To me, he's the best coach of the Big Ten. That's number 1. Number 2, I think Pat Fitzgerald is a damn good coach. I think Pat Fitzgerald, to be able to win at Northwestern, is incredibly difficult. He's the second best coach in the Big Ten. Paul Chryst, 3. Tom Allen, 4. Because I think in order to build a winner at Indiana is incredibly difficult. Northwestern, Indiana. These are coaches who go there and build winners. There's not too many people, because there have been many that have tried to build winners at those institutions. Can't do it. And the 5th best head coach in college football right now, with way more room to go, is Mel Tucker. I think Mel Tucker on this list at number 8 is extremely disrespectful. I don't know where the PJ Fleck comes in. I think James Franklin is a terrible coach. I think Kirk Ferentz, I have no idea how Kirk Ferentz has lasted at Iowa.
He's like Jesse James.
He's a terrible coach. I've got Mel Tucker 5 on this list.
See, I disagree. I disagree about Kirk Ferentz being a terrible coach. Every year, Kirk Ferentz is going to find a way. And keep this in mind. They're not pulling in 5 stars. They're damn sure not even pulling in 4 stars. Every year, Kirk Ferentz finds a way to take 3 stars and win 10 games or 9 games, and then beat Ohio State, and then beat Michigan State when they're ranked, or beat Michigan when they have a chance to go to the national championship. Every year he has a meaningful win. Every year he finds 9 wins. Look at his record in the last 5. 10-4, 6-2, 10-3, 9-4, 8-5, 8-5, 12-2. He finds those wins every freaking year. And the longevity of how long he's been doing it. Don't put Pat Fitzgerald over Kirk Ferentz. Don't do it. He's a damn good coach, but don't do it.
Forget about what we think. I want to let you know what Phil Steele thinks. College football expert. He put out the holy grail of...
You're going to give me a chance to put my votes in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I thought you were chiming in this whole time. I don't know what was going on over there.
You guys are just having a good old time.
I want you to weigh in on this.
I will.
And then I want to get to Phil Steele, what he thinks as well.
He's coming on with us next week, by the way.
That's great. I'm looking forward to that. Phil Steele is like a freaking legend in the business. We'll get to Maz's coaching rankings next.
I'm taking Mel Tucker 3rd, by the way.
You are?
I'm taking Mel Tucker 3rd.
Well, we got to continue on with this. I didn't realize all this stuff.
Yeah.
I want to know why 3rd. Gypsy Vodka.
It's in here somewhere. You know what? Adam and Mike, their motto, who's the owners of Gypsy Vodka, free spirit, love, and community. You can always win with those 3 things. That's why the Mulligan is my drink of choice in the summertime. 8% alcohol, Gypsy Vodka. Support Michigan distillers. I can't say it enough. Support your own hometown. Stop outsourcing. Stay here. Support Michigan distillers. Gypsy Vodka is smooth. That 8% is a real 8%. It is not a 5% seltzer. It's not one of those things. No. This is a grown man, grown woman drink right here, baby. Iced tea, lemonade, and mango. Drink it. Be safe on the golf course or in the comfort of your own backyard while you barbecue, getting it up, because the sun's coming. It's about to get hotter than it is right now. Gypsy is going to do it for you. The Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Academy of Warren is currently enrolling for kindergarten through 8th grade, and it features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a learning street, a futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and K through 8 athletics. And speaking of athletics, it has a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house that has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field. Also can be used for 7-on-7 football. Enroll today at academyofwarren.net. Again, that's academyofwarren.net.
Thanks for joining us. Braylon and I just had a spirited discussion in
That
the
was
break.
almost better than the show.
In the break. I want to get Maz involved here, Braylon, before I get back to you. Maz been sitting on the sidelines over there. We appreciate that as we just kind of gone back and forth on this coaching thing. Braylon, you say Mel Tucker should be third on this list in the Big Ten. I want you to explain that. But, Maz, where are you with this whole list?
I could beat that. I got him at second. I got Mel Tucker at number 2. I got Harbaugh at number 1. I got Ryan Day at number 3. Christ and Ferentz, they're 4 or 5. You could mix them up. I'd move up Schiano into the top 10. P.J. Fleck, he's a good guy. He'd be in the top 10. James Franklin, I'd move out of the top 10. Pat Fitzgerald, like you said, tough to win at Northwestern. But my major move is Mel Tucker, top 3 coach, and moving on up. If you ask me. And Greg Schiano.
Why? Why do you have him as the second best coach?
Because he reminds me of a Dan Campbell type guy. He's my kind of guy. He's a guy I want to run through a wall for.
Okay.
You know, putting all my Michigan State
disgust.
Yes, on the side, and all the sayings and everything that I won't even say. I kind of like the guy, and I think he's a football coach. I think he bleeds football. And you said Harbaugh. How many of these guys can win in the NFL? I think Tucker can win in the NFL.
Might be the only one.
Yep.
Might be the only other coach on this. Might be the only other coach on this list.
I agree.
That's why I got him 1-2.
Yeah.
I agree, and I got him third. I like Mel Tucker a lot. Like these schools, I give you an example. Schools like Wisconsin, Iowa, they have the same identity. Like the same type of kids are gonna go there. Like no
350-pound linemen.
You're gonna get the big. You're gonna get the big. You're gonna get the.
The big ugly.
I was about to say you're gonna get the big white guy.
You can say that, the big white guy offensive lineman.
You're gonna get the big white guys that you're not gonna have to go far to get. They may come out of Iowa, they may come out of Minnesota, they damn sure gonna come out of Wisconsin. Even Michigan sometimes they go there. Get the big lines, but they move well. They're going to get these running backs. They're going to come out of New Jersey. They're going to come out of Philadelphia. They're going to come out of New York somewhere. They're going to run the ball down your throat. Jim Leonard's going to – I played with Jim Leonard. He's going to run great defense, but he's in line with the former defensive coordinators of the past. They just make you beat yourself. They play sound, solid, similar to Iowa. Iowa's going to get the guys from the cornfields out there in Nebraska, out there in Iowa, out there in Wyoming. Get those guys, bring them in, make them buy into a system. They don't get me guys. They don't get the superstar talent. They get guys that buy into a system, which is why they have continued success. It's the same thing with Michigan State. Every coach is kind of its own thing. Nick Saban wasn't the same as D'Antonio, who wasn't the same as Perlis, who's damn sure not the same as Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker's come in there. He's learned how to.
Who's that other guy that they had?
I ignored his name. John L. Smith.
John L. Smith.
Bobby Williams, John L. Smith. They don't happen. They're like,
okay.
They're like for them. That's like our Rich Rod and Brady Hope.
Right.
We ignore that they exist.
Fair enough.
Even though Brady did win the Sugar Bowl.
Fair enough.
It's fair. I think Michigan State would agree on me. Bobby Williams and John L. Smith, that never happened, right? With that being said, Mel Tucker's finding a way to recruit Michigan State at a tough time where you got Michigan back on top. You got Ohio State always on top. You know, you got guys that are now leaving this. They're leaving this area. They're going down south. They're going out west. Now they're going to stay here. So I think he's recruiting at a good time. He understands the transfer portal. He was able to go get K9, like we just talked about, and what he's done. He's bringing some of these young coaches on that staff. Kevin Vickerson, defensive line coach. I played with K. Vick at King High School. K. Vick with the Michigan State, and he's had a 13-year career in the NFL. He understands his players. I don't know no team in the country that their players love their coach more than Michigan State players love Mel Tucker. Like, I would even say Nick Saban and Alabama. Michigan State's players will run through
Tom Allen at Indiana rivals that.
I don't know about that.
They love him.
I will agree with you. I'll agree with you, but it's on a different scale.
Yeah,
Tucker,
look,
and not
you
to
can't
mention,
deny that.
if you call Jim Harbaugh the best coach, guess who Jim Harbaugh can't beat? He can't beat Mel Tucker.
So far.
He can't, and you can give me, we can go about whatever. So far is all we have.
Yeah.
Right now is all we have.
Yeah.
That's why I got Mel Tucker third, and I think, and I know, he's only going to get better. Don't forget, Mel Tucker was on the staff when I got to Cleveland. Then Mel Tucker left and went to Ohio State, then Georgia, then Jack. So I know him well. I got him third.
All right, add 2 more guys in now. Chip Kelly and Lincoln Riley. Where you put them now? Now do a new top 5.
I gotta see.
That you gotta see.
No, I'm just saying. I gotta
see.
see Lincoln Riley. I don't think Lincoln Riley's one diddly poo.
He was born on third.
Remember
He was born
one
on
of the
third.
first topics that we did last year was about Oklahoma.
You said that this is going to be the year that Oklahoma loses 3 or 4 games.
Because they do it every year.
Good memory.
Yeah.
Because they do it every year. I am not a fan of the Lincoln
They
Riley.
almost lost to Tulane. Remember that game?
I do not believe USC is going to come to the Big Ten and be some crazy champion in and out and just give them the championship.
If we're going to say that Ryan Day is born on third, then guess what? So is Lincoln Riley. Because Bob Stoops, when he turned it over, Bob Stoops won 11 games the year before that. He won 11 games the year before that, 10 games the year before that. He had a Heisman Trophy winner before Lincoln Riley got there. He was born on third, too.
Now, notwithstanding NIL, taking that out of it and just looking at pure coach, I think Chip Kelly is a damn good football coach who won at Oregon, who went to the NFL, didn't really have an opportunity there because he didn't have the time in Philadelphia to get his quarterback and his players. It is very difficult.
Chip Kelly, not only, now obviously Phil Knight, yes, get that, and the color changing, the helmets and uniforms and all that, and the multiverse and all that. I say multiverse, I've been watching too much Marvel. But with that being said, he turned that product into Oregon. Not only the winners, they were the hottest product in in sports. I'm talking about not just college. Everybody wanted to watch Chip Kelly's offense. Everybody wanted to see DeAnthony Thomas. Everybody wanted to see LaMichael James. Everybody wanted to see Dennis Dixon, who destroyed Michigan. If he doesn't tear his ACL against Arizona State, that Oregon team would have won the national championship. Everybody wanted to watch them on the field and their color. Chip Kelly did that.
He's kind of hit the wall, though, over the last few years.
He's at UCLA.
I know, but he's lost the it factor.
Because it's hard to win at UCLA these days. They got no facilities, believe it or not. They don't play at a stadium on campus. I mean, it's very difficult to win at UCLA. I will say this: Dante Moore goes to the University of Oregon or Oregon University, whatever they call it. It was Chip Kelly that made it cool to go to Oregon. Not really Phil Knight or any of these. It was Chip Kelly that made it cool to go to Oregon. That's why they're getting all these players.
That beat us. He's 100% right. And they've been to, 2 national championships in the last 10 years. So, I mean, they've done some things. They've had a bunch of 11-win seasons. You look at what Chip Kelly's done, man. What ruined it, he went to the NFL. I get it. You're supposed to. You're supposed to want to go to the next step.
You want to better
He went
yourself.
to the next step. He went to Philadelphia. He rubbed not only coaches, not only the owner of Philadelphia, not only the players, not only the fans, he rubbed everybody the wrong way. So when he got shooed out of there and he goes to UCLA, parents, fans, everybody remembers that. They like, no, I'm good. I'm good on him. He's no longer that diamond in the rough that he was at Oregon. He's now the guy that's a pariah.
Guys, I'm looking at Michigan's schedule. And not Iowa, not Penn State, not Michigan State, not Ohio State. I'll tell you the game on the Michigan schedule that scares the living daylights out of me. I'll tell it to you next. We'll do it next. But first, a message from MyBookie.
All right. And you first-timers, if you're on MyBookie, you are in luck. If you use the promo code Woodward, they'll double your first deposit all the way up to $1,000 just by using the promo code Woodward. Bet a few games tonight. Red Sox and Yankees. Nathan Eovaldi against Jordan Montgomery. Tigers and the Guardians. Can the Tigers get back at it? Zach Plesac and Drew Hutchinson, the matchup in Cleveland. Get on it. Use that promo code Woodward. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie. If you have a gambling problem, please use the Michigan Problem Gambling Hotline, 1-800-270-7117.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
So, guys, we've talked a lot about college football today, and I think it's fun to talk about college football. I mean, we're about a month and a half away from games, and it's just really exciting. I mentioned this last year is a dark horse team and a dark horse coach that I really like, and they're not going to be doormats forever. And the team that scares the living daylights out of me on Michigan's schedule this year is residing in Piscataway, New Jersey.
That's why I had my arm up.
Rutgers. Greg Schiano is going to have this team back to respectability in the not too distant future. I do think very highly of Rutgers. You may laugh at Rutgers.
Don't laugh.
You may think they're the 14th team in the Big Ten.
They're not.
Greg Schiano is going to have this team playing good football. And Michigan goes to Piscataway the week after the Michigan State game. You know, we always make fun of Michigan State. You know, we have about going to Purdue after the Michigan win. I could envision, if I'm being very realistic with you, I could envision a situation where Michigan beats Michigan State and then just goes on the road and lays an absolute egg because Rutgers is not the doormat that everybody thinks they are.
What do you think I moved Schiano up for in my coach rankings? He's definitely coming up. I would say he's coming. That's right. Greg Schiano is coming. That's a fact. And the people in New Jersey are starving for good college football. My cousins constantly are hitting me up. We're going to beat Michigan this year, Tommy. We're going to beat Michigan
Is that what they
this
say?
year. Constantly. They want to be something in the Big Ten. And, hey, when Rutgers basketball beat Michigan this past year, they were so excited. First time in a long time that happened. So, Bray, I'll throw it to you, man, on this. Can Rutgers be a player in the Big Ten eventually?
No.
All right, there you go.
No, they're not going to be a player in the Big Ten. Thank you. Say, in fact, do that one more time for me, Final Sam. In the words of Smokey from Friday, oh, hell no. No, they can't be a player because the problem is simply this. With the NIL, the transfer report and things like that, guys ain't going to Rutgers. Guys aren't going to Rutgers. Rutgers ain't paying on no money. Rutgers are getting the guys that can, get that scholarship as a 3-star scholarship or get there. They can't get into Michigan State. They can't get into Penn State, so they go there. They're not. Now, they're going to get a group of guys where they'll make football. They'll have some good football. They'll challenge some teams. They'll make some things tough. But you talking about playing against Ohio State, playing against Michigan, playing against Tuck, playing against the big boys? No. I don't see it. I don't see it.
You look at the Big Ten coaches, too.
You got their colors on.
You know, we talked, and I'd have to do the research on this. I haven't, just off the top of my head. Is there a conference in football that has more coaches that have coached in the NFL than the Big Ten?
SEC.
Nick Saban and who?
Yeah, but all their it's all their staffers. It's not even the head coaches. There's a ton of guys like Lane Kiffin. Like guys go there when they strike out in the NFL. They go to.
But that's Alabama. I'm just talking about. Oh, I guess Lane Kiffin is Ole Miss. Yeah.
And then Mel Tucker. Mel Tucker was in the SEC.
Well, head coaches. We got some head coaches in the Big Ten.
Greg Schiano, Tampa Bay.
Right.
Jim Harbaugh, Chip Kelly. If you want to count US,
you have to count it.
Yeah, you got to count it.
There's 3.
Mel Tucker did an interim. He was an interim head coach with the Jaguars.
Was he?
Yeah. His defensive coordinator. I think he did interim for 2 games with the Jaguars.
No, Brett Bielema went to Arkansas, but yeah, I mean, you got 3 coaches that have had. Well, I'm not going to count UCLA just yet.
All right.
But you've got 2. Yeah, I guess you got 2 coaches in the SEC too. Pretty interesting stuff. Anyway, hey Braylon, I want to mention this about the Detroit Pistons. We had seen this over the weekend or yesterday. Thank you very much. Yes, DeAndre Ayton was offered a 4-year, $133 million deal with the Pacers. Gets matched by the Phoenix Suns. And I saw that, and it was just kind of like I got a smile on my face because Troy Weaver, the move that he didn't make, kind of helps us, right? I mean, so many of us thought that the top target for the Detroit Pistons was going to be DeAndre Ayton. Thankfully, it wasn't. Because it looks like no matter what the offer sheet was, Phoenix was going to retain the former number 1 overall pick. And if you put all your eggs in that DeAndre Ayton basket, only to be left out in the cold moving forward, man, it's just another competent move by Troy Weaver, another competent move by a Detroit sports general manager.
Yeah, now behind, out in the public, he never went after DeAndre Ayton, but behind closed doors, they definitely did. But I guarantee you, they put fillers out there. They wanted to see what Monty Williams, they wanted to see what James Jones in the front office. What do you guys think might make this deal work? Like, what would it take? I guarantee you, they told him something. And Troy said, in the words of Smokey, "Oh hell no," and backed up off that deal. Thank you for that flannel sound. DeAndre Ayton, and this is the thing about it. He's never averaged over 20 points. He's never averaged over 11.5 rebounds. He's never done anything special, and I don't know that he can be special.
Yeah.
Like, there's some players that you can see are just in the wrong system. Chris Paul is a point guard. If you got talent, if you got skill, Chris Paul can bring it out of you. Devin Booker already was a great player before Chris got there. Devin Booker's been even better since he's been there. Mikal Bridges, who you think pulled that out of him? Cameron Payne, Cameron Johnson. Chris Paul can pull it out of you if it's there. He's been there 2 years now with DeAndre Ayton. 14-4 2 years ago, 17-2 last year. If Chris Paul can't pull that next step out of you as a big man, I don't think anybody can. So I never thought that he could turn that corner and be that guy. Now, could he be that guy at a lesser price? Then I was, all right, well, maybe try something, we'll see. But I'm glad he didn't pull the trigger on that move because DeAndre Ayton hasn't shown me anything that he could be that cornerstone piece for the Detroit Lions.
But it looks like
Pistons.
It looks like the Suns believe he can because he has improved year to year with Chris Paul. Year 1 versus year 2, he's gone up. Now they're betting and banking on that he's going to get better unless this is just a chip that they're going to send over to the Nets to get Kevin Durant.
I don't think they can trade him until
It's up
March.
to him.
Until
Ben
March.
Simmons still on it at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. That's Devin Booker. I think it's one of those situations they're just trying to run it back again. They're trying to keep him on the team because they know he knows the lay of the land. They can depend on him as a steady rebounder, guy that can block shots because they don't go to him. They don't feature him. So you can keep him in the same role. They'll build around him. They won't build through him. For them, it's just a more of consistency. We're going to run this thing back because the whole thing is blowing up after this year anyway. The whole Phoenix Sun, the whole experiment is blowing up after this season.
Guys, if you could like the show today, if you're watching on YouTube, that would be fantastic. Also, subscribe to Woodward Sports. Let's try to get to over 100 likes today on our YouTube channel. Go ahead and do that. Maz?
While we were doing basketball, I wanted to bring up Michigan State and Gonzaga basketball. They are official.
On the carrier.
They're playing on the aircraft carrier
pretty cool,
on
man.
Veterans Day. I mean, look how cool, man. I mean, it's a pretty good, damn good thing, man. Two great programs going at it. Yeah. What a great promotion this is.
I think the first one I saw was Michigan State and UNC. I think Draymond Green was in that game. I think that was the first one I saw.
Isn't that something? Tom Izzo, always
very cool.
Only thing I always wonder about. Now, this would be a question for my man Sam Flannel in the booth. The wind doesn't bother jump shots? Because they play on an aircraft carrier. Like, how far out does the boat go? I mean, does the carrier go? Do they keep it close to land, or does it kind of go out and then they play? Because if it goes out, I got to see the wind. That's why I asked you. That's why I ain't asked you. Does the wind affect it at all?
I mean, you'd think it might, but I don't know how far out they go into the actual water. So, I mean, if they're playing games on there, it obviously can't affect it that much because it would take away from the product on the court if it did, you know?
I call it BS
Because
I played outside in the park, and then some days that are windy, that wind kick up, you shoot a 3-ball, and it's not because I missed a shot before y'all get funny in the chat. You can shoot a 3-ball kind of high, especially with a high arc, and you see the ball kind of veer off a little bit.
Don't you want to see an NBA game out on a playground?
I want to see the wind go up. Somebody jump over the rim.
You know, like the NHL Winter Classic. Don't you want to see an NBA playground
game? Remember Ryan dropped that gem on us in January. He
Rocker
said that,
Park.
He said that would be the next big thing to be done. Didn't you drop that gem?
I did.
I
remember that.
I thought I dropped it. He stole it.
No. He does still.
Yeah.
He does still, but he ain't still that one.
I improve. I'm like BAS. If I don't make it a lot of the things you buy, I make a lot of things you buy better.
You know, I think I said it in the back.
I make that wheel better.
I think I said it in the back, and you stole it in the front here.
No, I don't think that happened. No, that did not happen.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to do Masters videos of the day next, but first a message from our friends at SMA.
Sean Jordan and the Sports Marketing Agency help spread the awareness about mental health as well as addiction. The podcast, this is the F word standing for fentanyl, does an amazing job of highlighting addiction, highlighting how you get to addiction, highlighting how you get through addiction as well as mental health, the questions, the steps. That's what we're here for. Everybody has somebody, everybody knows somebody. It could be you that is having issues, that is having problems. Got to go to people like this, man. You don't want to live life not knowing what you don't know. You want to know what you can know. So go to thesportsma.com. Get help if you need it.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt from the aforementioned Big Frog in Novi. Just stop in, tell them we sent you, and they will print you one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Novi today and get your free t-shirt, or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi. Again, that's bigfrog.com/Novi.
Are we going to be in Novi on Monday, Maz?
I got to double check that.
Good. I can check my email. Maddie sent us some emails about it.
We have so many shows on the road over the next couple of weeks. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, so you got to keep me.
I got you.
You got me?
I would have eventually told you this weekend.
Right, show up here and then.
No, I would never.
No,
you
would never let me do that.
No. Not at all. If anything, we'd ride together.
Well, I go from the other job.
There you go. I would just come and
the
find
old
you.
Fox 2 News.
Oh, I do. Where's the real Fox 2?
It is on 9 in Greenfield, across from Providence Hospital.
Gotcha.
That's where we're located.
I've been there a couple times.
Yes, very good. Good for you, man. Thank you for that.
My man Charlie.
Charlie. All right, time of the day. We like to play
Maz's
videos of the day.
And now it's time for Maz's videos of the day, only on the Woodward Sports Network.
Okay, Ryan, here we are with our videos of the day. The first one, it's a quickie. We'll have to play it a few times for you, but it's just more drunken idiocracy.
Oh,
what's happening?
What is he attempting?
It's a guy sliding down. I'm going to slide down this thing here. I'm going to slide down here.
Oh!
Yeah. Duh.
This must be the Bills Mafia.
Oh, his parents.
Oh, dude, I can't even watch
his
that.
His parents are so proud of him.
What's wrong with that dude?
So proud of him.
Problem is, his parents probably were doing the same thing at that age.
Oh God,
Not my
Who
parents.
wasn't doing that at that age?
Not me.
Me, I wasn't.
I wasn't doing that.
Kidding.
I asked why.
Gold streaking.
I've done some dumb stuff.
I've done a lot of dumb stuff.
Let me pull back off my high horse. I've done some dumb stuff.
I mean, oh man.
Yeah.
Have you done this? Like
you're thinking about sharing?
Oh man.
Were you ever this desperate for a picture?
Oh man. Oh my. Oh my. He don't even see it, does he?
No, he does not see it. What? Look at his face.
I mean, how doesn't he react?
His reaction.
Look at his face. This look at that.
But you can tell that he is he's part of the wildlife. Like his job has something to do with wildlife. He's not a tourist.
How doesn't he react?
Because you're not supposed to.
Just look at that cat.
I think out of all the animals in the world, I am a cat. I mean, tigers,
big cats,
tigers and lions are the most fascinating cats
They're
to me.
gorgeous.
They are gorgeous.
You have the right. What is it? Felinus, I think is their Latin name. So you got the right Felinus. You got the right family. It's the wrong one though.
Jaguar.
It's the leopard.
Leopard
pound for pound has the strongest jaws.
Wow.
In the big cat family, can climb the best in the big cat family. They are freaking mesmerizing.
It's incredible.
They're all great. The cat family.
Sorry guys, I have a big yawn
all right,
here.
buddy.
Sorry.
You imagine like a
This is
tiger
your
with like
second
leopard
job,
stripes.
Hey,
Ooh.
that's right, buddy.
Yeah.
All right, check this one out. This is a bear that found himself a little dipping pool. Okay, so he goes in this little, what are you going to call it? Like a little creek. And somebody's in the backyard of somebody's house. You know how you have the little Japanese koi that swim around in your little
pond?
creek?
Yeah, like a little koi.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, this is about a minute. I can fast forward it a little bit, but check out the bear. He's finally had enough of these fish. Look how happy the bear is. He's happy. He's cooling off.
So all fun and games till you come outside and see that.
Look how funny he is. He's just cooling down.
You hear him breathing?
Yeah.
Like you could tell he needed that. He needed that water to cool down.
You can see he's smiling. Then he's going to take a little sip of the water.
The fish are
drink a little.
irate.
The fish,
Irate.
the fish
are
are
mad as hell.
Fish are like, get the hell out of here, man.
He's probably
Look,
peeing.
just-
He's probably peeing in the water.
Oh
He's
man,
sit-
taking a big dump.
He's
Big
sitting in
deuce.
there. He's like, what
Taking
the hell?
Taking a deuce daily.
Oh man.
He's like, look, a big bear, and he's scared of these little fish.
Taking a Staley.
Who's gonna clean up that McAllister?
Oh man. Oh my.
Oh yeah, that's the deuce right there.
You think he's deucing?
That's the deuce right there. he had to get nice and car. You see it? You see the arch in his back?
Yeah, he's comfy. He's comfy.
He's smiling at it. Yeah, y'all feel that?
All right, you got to watch the end now, Ryan.
Ryan.
Okay, watch the end.
Gassed.
Here he goes.
Oh
He's-
yeah, that's
he's had
it.
it. Okay, here he goes.
Get it out.
I think this is it now.
Get out.
The fish might be swimming on the private part.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh yeah.
Get the hell
Wash it
out
off.
of here.
Wash it off.
The water looks
That's
brown
it.
now.
Hey, and to end your Friday and to take
please
you
hurry
into
up,
the
take us out.
weekend,
End my week,
what do I always tell everybody?
Stay
Just
tuned.
be nice.
Oh,
Will
yeah.
you? Be nice.
Very true.
The world is filled with nice people, but if you can't find one, be one.
Hug a chicken.
David
Hug somebody.
Attenborough.
Look at that. He's just loving that bird. The bird loves being hugged.
Now, I think I'm scared about
Hug a
as
chicken.
I'm looking at that as a parent. Did you see the claws?
Yes.
Is that's not a chicken? That's a hawk?
No, it's a chicken.
Oh, it's a game, man. You saw the
Chicken
claws.
or maybe a rooster.
Do you see how much care that kid had in her heart?
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
You
she
see
ain't-
how much care?
Isn't that sweet?
She don't know nothing about taxes,
and
bills, racism. You don't know about nothing.
And then they get by the adults.
401k.
And the adults ruin them.
Yep. And they get one of
You
these
know.
later.
And then,
Once they get one of these,
turn into one of those.
it is over.
guys, hell of a
hacking
show
your
today. I'm
account.
telling you, this is so great. It's great to be with the team again. Braylon, Maz, Fletch, Flannel, you guys rock. Hell of a week this week. We appreciate all of you. And thanks to everybody for listening. I appreciate you. Again, go ahead and hit that like button. Braylon, get us out of here.
I will leave you with this. Inky Johnson told us yesterday, don't complain about the things that you are not willing to change. Let me start that over. Don't complain about the things that you're not willing to change. I've been complaining about my neck, my back, my wrists, my knees, and everything else for the last 3 years, but I haven't done anything about it. I went to the doctor to get my wrist checked out, found out I had some stuff going on, but guess what? Found out it's an easy fix, found out my knees are an easy fix, I found out my back, my neck. All those things are fixable. Get off your ass when you complain and go change it for yourself. I'm Braylon Edwards, that's Ryan of Mine, that's Maz, that's Flesh, and that's Flannel Sam over there. We are the bottom line.
See ya.